So welcome. This is a special podcast. We are down at the MK Dons, Stadium MK, in the ball court. And I'm joined by three young men as we talk about role models on this Black History Month. So we've got three players from the youth team. Guys, if I could get you to introduce yourself. So name, position, and then career highlight thus far. Go for it. Chase, go for it.
My name is Chase Medwynter. I'm a striker, and my career highlight would be making my debut last season, November, against Northampton Town. So yeah.
Do we give them a round of applause? Do we have to? We can just like a little ripple.
Cheers, lads.
Nice, excellent, sir.
My name's Kobe. I'm a centre back, and my career highlight is probably signing my scholarship for this club.
Fabulous. Yeah. If we start with one on Chase, we can't not.
Yeah.
And sir,
my name's Joshua Clark-Anderson. I'm a right wing back, and my career highlight would be making my debut against Northampton in November last year.
fabulous. You definitely get one of those. Guys, well, congratulations. So, what the whole podcast is about role models. So, pre the podcast, we asked you to go away and have a little think about role models within your lives. Does anybody want to start? Just give us an example of a role model that they've got. That they just want to start this conversation. Anyway, Chase, please.
Didier Drogba.
Right. Okay.
I just remember watching him when I was younger, and he just inspired me. Like, obviously the whole family would sit down and we'd see him, just like lit a spark. I think that's probably the reason I started football. And obviously he's a striker as well, so just inspired me.
Were you a Chelsea fan? You can
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
So
Jay!
Of course.
Oh, what's the, see? This is what. Oh, it's okay. So, not a Chelsea fan.
Arsenal.
Arsenal. Oh, ooh, is there any? No, if it had been Tottenham, that would be
maybe
a
Tottenham.
different thing. So Didier Drogba, as a kid, what did he make you do? As in, did you go, right, he's done this, I'm going to try. Did you see a trick from him and then go, how does that work?
I don't know if you've seen the goal, but like, there's a goal where he like chests it and just volleys it while his back.
He's got his back to the goal?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Have you tried it?
Tries it every day.
Has he ever got it right, though?
Well, to be fair, a fair few times.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
In training.
Early in training.
In training.
Is Kobe being nice about it, right?
Yeah, too nice.
But is it so? Within that, as a role model, brilliant on the field, completely understandable. But was there anything about Didier Drogba off the field that was, how he held himself, interview, anything like that, or was it specifically on the field, which it can be?
Probably just more on the field, to be honest.
Yeah. Okay. And that's it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because what we sometimes do with role model, we separate where they are a role model. You know what I mean on the field.
Yeah.
Excellent. So. The hope is one day to actually do that chest to the back.
100%.
I do it all the time.
Hopefully.
Fairness, Sunday League, but whatever. On to you then, Kobe.
I'd probably just say my dad, just because, I don't know, I kind of follow him in everything I do.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just someone I look up to.
But do you know what? I think it's really interesting, isn't it? That like Chase has picked out a footballer. And understandably, look, we're chatting about this as in the Stadium MK, as footballers, professional footballers to be, hopefully. So it's understandable that. But I think the funny thing is our lives outside of it are really important. So was your dad a footballer?
Not like proper semi-pro, but just they're here and there.
Did he take you out in the garden, teach you?
Oh yeah,
Does
from
he
young,
still think he could teach you stuff?
Oh, he still thinks he's better than me, yeah.
Was he a centre back?
No, he's actually a striker, but as he got older, he started moving back positions because he got slower.
Yeah, it'll happen to you. You'll be a goal by the end of the season.
Hope not.
Nice. And does he come to all the games and stuff?
Oh yeah, he's at everything. He doesn't miss anything.
Did he? So he was like your taxi when you were a kid, though.
Oh yeah, still is.
Is he?
Yeah.
What about reviews and stuff? Is he?
Oh yeah.
Is he tough though? Because he's a role model. You said he's a role model and understands. But is he tough on you?
I say he's honest, but I think that helps because obviously you need honest truth sometimes.
100%. Yeah. No, it's interesting. And I say family thing, role models. I think that's a cool one to have. Yeah. Do you have anybody? So that's your home life. So anybody footballing wise that you go? Because obviously we're now sort of seeing, ironically, after just you guys, we're seeing a bit of a separation between different types of role model. Do you have a role model on the field as well? You can say Chase, or you can say Josh if you want.
As a footballer, I like to try and base my game around. Well, I'm not there yet, obviously, but I like Saliba for Arsenal.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, he's not bad, I suppose.
Yeah, he's decent.
He phones me every week So, Welsh hours to do Wes. I'm like, you're all right. Josh, what about you? Role models?
I'd say off the pitch, it'd be probably my mum and my uncle, because my uncle kind of introduced me to football, because he used to play, and he wanted me to do the same thing, and I think my mum she raised me, so I think she, I follow her values and stuff like that, and I think she helped me a lot in like who I am today, and I think they've had a big influence in what I am, what I do today, and how I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so sorry, uncle played?
Yeah, he
Professional or semi-pro?
Nah, he nearly got there. He was at Watford for a bit, and then Russian Diamonds,
Right, okay.
scholar and stuff, and then he just went into the non-league men's. But he says he was better than me, but we both know he wasn't. But nah, so he knows a bit about the game, and he kind of introduced me and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. And was he a right wing back?
Nah, he was a midfielder. Centre mid. I think he played right back when he got a bit older. He couldn't get on the half turn anymore. But nah, he was all right.
Yeah, he did the job.
Yeah, he did the job.
No. And mum, obviously, just like Kobe saying about dad, she's there for you and stuff like that.
Just kind of showed me that like you can do anything you want, and like when you put your mind to it, you can be anything you want. Like she always says to me, the world's your oyster, stuff like that. So, yeah. That's
great. That's nice. Now, does she know about football?
She knew. Well, she acted like she did. But she knew a bit. She just whatever makes me happy. Kind of. She was involved. So yeah.
Nice. No, I mean because my mum used to come Sunday mornings, and she was the worst because Dad used to take me. And then Mum would come along and she was the worst. She's like, kick him back, do him. I'm like, Mum. She's like, I'm like, oh no. Mum's Do they come and watch the games now all the time?
Yeah.
You guys your guys come because you're all relatively local. MK Bedford. Where are we from? Chase?
Bedford
lad. Okay. And
I'm MK.
Whereabouts in MK?
Monkston. It's literally just down the road.
That way.
Yeah.
That way. Nice. And yourself, you?
Yeah, Bedford ways. Yeah.
And so. So actually, just talking about your past. How old are you guys? So 17, 18. How old, Chase?
18.
18.
17.
18.
18. Okay. Why are you laughing?
Huh?
We'll get into that another time. Oh, because there's. Go on. What was it?
I'll let JC talk.
He was the one that laughed. I think it's up to him.
You got it. Is it because are you 2 days older than him?
3.
3. Oh well, 3.
Yeah, he's 3 days older.
Do you talk down to him?
He tries to sometimes.
He's so
For those 3 days,
it's not hard.
Yeah.
It's not hard. Have you seen his height? Talk down to him.
3 days older, but still no facial hair. You know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah. I also love the Kobe style.
Yeah, he'll just stay.
Is it like this in the change room?
No, all the time.
Do you find that? I mean, we talk about role models and stuff like that, and we've obviously mentioned people that have been in the build-up to this moment. But now, within the team, do you have peers, like people within your own team that are role models to you? Does that work? Is there anybody like in your team that you go?
Yeah,
really good?
I suppose there's certain people in the team that are like. There's obviously a variety of players, and like there's some players that are like really dedicated. Some players that are like, they all bring something different, and you can like take like different parts from different people, and like you can apply it to yourself.
Yeah, nice. And any other what about coaches and stuff like now, like role models that you're bumping into now, coaches and stuff like that, or is that a sort of a given that they're supposed to be? It's a genuine question.
I'll say Jax McGomel.
Yeah.
Because obviously he's played, and like when he's coaching, you can see like it's coming from experience and like stuff like that. And I'd say if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be scoring as much goals and stuff, or be as motivated on the pitch as I am now. So I'd say him.
So within that, coaches that are coaching you, is it important, because you've just mentioned it, Chess, is it important that they have had the experience? Is that something you look for within a role model?
I think it definitely helps, but not always, because obviously there's coaches that haven't played at a high level like Jax has, but I think you can see most of the time it's coming from a good place, whether they're shouting at you or the other part as well.
Is there a lot of shouting, like coaches? Is shouting Does it motivate you? Genuinely, just going on about coaching actually. Does shouting motivate you, or are you an arm round? Because I had an old Scottish coach I mentioned before, Bobby Ross, and he was very much an arm round. Hey, keep working. And then you had coaches go, oh, and you're, oh. Which one sort of motivates you? And you know, what's that? Kobe, what about?
I think the shouting kind of just makes you switch on, but for actual details, probably better when they put their arm around you to tell you what to do.
So it's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Excellent. So, role models yourself. So, we've just said, you know, I mean, Chase is a lot older than the rest of us. You know, in a few years' time, well, you've already made debuts for the first team, stuff like that, which is amazing. How do you feel about becoming role models? You know what I mean?
I think it's a good thing, but then it comes with like not pressure, but a bit of weight on your shoulders, because especially with how like the media and stuff is today, like when you become a lot of people's role model, as soon as you slip up, everyone's quick to kind of jump on you, which is it's a bit of like it's not scary, but something you have to look out for. But I think it's good to be people's role models.
Yeah, cool. I mean, what sort of things, when you say about things to look out for, what is that? You know what I mean? Are there individual, is it being too flashy, too, confident? Is it any of those traits that we see in other people? And have you seen those traits? You go, when I'm a role model, I'm not going to do that. Any of those?
Yeah, I suppose so, because you see some players and sometimes people just are quite prejudiced and they just think, oh, he's flashy, and they don't like him. And when you get that label, it's kind of hard to get rid of it. But I think it's just more stuff like things you say when you're younger and stuff like that. Like 10 years later, they might dig it up and stuff like that. And it's nothing really you can do about it when it's 10 years ago. And it might have just been a joke at the time, but then later on, people might. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Do you guys worry about that more? Because, like, I mean, I'm only 22. Tough years. Shouldn't have my paper around. It was a zoo. But I never had to deal with the social media element. What I said when I was 17, 18, nobody will ever remember. But you guys, obviously, you know, is that something that you worry about, Kobe? Like social media and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Or are you advised to stay away? What's that like?
I guess you just got to be careful, because some people might seem like they're on your side and they're not. And if you do get big, supposedly, they can always come back and bite you. So you've got to be extra careful with what you tell to certain people, I guess.
And is that something you guys are coached in, to be guarded? Or is that something you've just, again, that you know, your friends and your family have gone, ooh, just, I mean,
we've had like workshops on it and stuff, but only really when we've turned like 17, 18.
Right.
So obviously when you're a lot younger, you don't really think it's going to have any like repercussions in like the future. Yeah. Obviously you're a lot more immature then, so you could put anything out there and then eventually it could come back to bite you.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate sometimes.
Yeah. Do you guys feel confident? Do you, I mean, even at this young age, you go, right, you go through, as I say stuff, I need to bear this in mind, or do you just go, hang on. You know, how does that work when you're posting and stuff like that?
Yeah, you just got to kind of think, is it gonna affect or like be insulting to anyone?
Right.
Because there's loads of different people, loads of different like kind of backgrounds and stuff like that. You just got to think about it all really.
Yeah.
Before you do it, which is. Yeah, it just is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, no, I think this is one of those ones where there isn't really an answer, is there? Because people will take, like, I do a lot of radio stuff, and I'll say something on the radio, and so we go, I want to be offended by that, and they'll go out their way to be offended.
Yeah.
There was no malice in that whatsoever, but they will take the time to read. And do you guys feel that pressure to sort of over-protect yourselves, but I can't say anything, and then you worry that you're not being the authentic you? Do you ever get that pressures at all?
Yeah, kind of. I guess I haven't really been in those situations yet, but I feel like it could definitely be a possibility. And like you just be extra careful, and it just wouldn't be the same.
No, exactly. So when it comes to being a role model for other people, is there any specifics? That one thing you go, that's one thing I hope I inspire within somebody. Is there any? Do you know what I mean? Whether it be like, say, Chase, you were talking about Didier Drogba, you know, by that goal which I showed him how to do. Sunday League should have seen him, mate. Well, you weren't there, so you don't know that it didn't happen, right? Thanks for being understanding. Thanks for humouring an old fella like me, living my dreams. But it was that one moment of brilliance that was the start of him being a role model for you. Is there something that you go, do you know what? After all this is done, in 15 years' time, someone goes, they did that, and that was brilliant. And I don't necessarily mean a career highlight, but something within yourself. What would you love to have brought to someone else's life?
Obviously, I'm Christian, so I look up to God and stuff. So I'd probably say I'd want to be spreading the word of God throughout my career and like inspiring a lot of young people to turn to God. But obviously not forcing anything upon anyone, just showing people that that's my way of doing things. And that's what I would do, personally.
Do you know what? I won't lie. I had expectations of certain answers. I didn't see that one. That's really cool. No, interesting. Kobe, what about you?
Mine's probably very similar to Chase's, but if I did get like the popularity, I'd probably try to use it to help people, like what Rashford's done, just help people who aren't as fortunate as what you are.
Yeah. Is there any specific within that? Is it like kids? Have you got any? Because I mean, you're so young, and I don't mean that in a condescending way, but within your experience so far, is there any is it older people? Is it kids? Is it any like homeless? Or are there any issues and stuff like that? You already go, I hope I can influence that.
Probably kids, so they have someone to like look up to and a different career path to what they might have been thinking about before.
Yeah, interesting. That's great. Sir?
Yeah, mine would be similar to Chase as well, but I think also it's kind of similar to what Kobe said as well, actually. But I think there's so many like kids out there that don't get the opportunities that they deserve. Like, I feel like there's so many young like players that are good enough but just haven't got the recognition. I think to just bring the light to them and like give them that opportunity that they deserve, because with the right help, like good talent, you can become one of the a very good player. So I think just bringing light to that and like giving them what they deserve.
Yeah, really interesting. Like that. Thank you, chaps. Thank you, and thank you for your candour on those answers. No, genuinely, because I think it's really lovely to actually hear what you actually think, rather than just I'm just right by my name, because I think it's important. Okay, so let's just cut on to something to finish off with. Career hopes, right? What's the one thing? And you can't all say Ballon d'Or, all right? You know what I mean? I know yours to score a goal like me. No, is that, do you know what? Because you're going into this career now, and the next step is so big for you guys. But you must have a vision of, you wake up at night. Oh yeah, what does that look like? What's the dream? What's the dream? Go on, Josh. I'll start with you. Go on, because we all start with Chase. I know he's 3 days older than you. It was just an age thing. Don't worry about it.
Well, for me, I think ultimately just to play for Chelsea, play for England. That's like that's the top, I guess.
Yeah.
And then obviously there's steps in between, but that's like the end goal for me.
Nice.
Yeah, my childhood club, so
yeah.
It'd be good to play in the colours.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
I guess mine's the same, but just for Arsenal. See how far I can go in the football, and just see where it takes me. Yeah,
Amazing. Jason?
I'd say probably similar. I'd want to represent my country, whether that be England or Jamaica. I think just representing my country would make my family proud of that.
Yeah.
And I'd want to obviously go to the highest level to be able to like repay my family for everything they've done for me and that.
Nice.
And like be a role model for the future for my family and stuff.
Oh, mate,
So, yeah.
you put that role model thing right at the end. That's blunt, perfect.
Yeah, cheers.
So, you know that. Thank you very much. Well, chaps, can I just say what a pleasure it was to meet you, and very, very best of luck with the season going forward. And I genuinely hope I do see England colours, Jamaican colours, Chelsea colours, Arsenal colours.
Thank you.
As well.
With no trophies.
Yeah, and many trophies. Yeah,
Not for Arsenal.
No. Just to make that absolutely clear. Yeah, right, Joe. We'll make that cover. Thank you very much. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.